everyone. We are back with the letter. We are on the last chapter. We are now Luke, and we were left on a cliffhanger with the ghost holding Hannah up the stairs. I think this will be the end. This is the last chapter. I know throughout this whole series I've been saying how I am going to get Luke killed and all that. But I really do want a good ending, even though we got McCall dead. Because I don't know, maybe there's a trick of if we kill Luke, everyone dies, or what? I don't know. But I feel like this is gonna be a very, very difficult chapter, I feel like. But let's get into it. Here's the thing, in case people want it. I'm gonna turn this down just slightly. If there's any problem with the noise or anything, let me know, I'll fix it straight away. To say that I'm scared of what's happening is the gross understatement. Trouble of any sort is the last thing I want to get home to after a long day at work and a trip to the bar. And when I see Hannah near prostate, I can only feel dread. She twitches, seizes, body wound and coil tight before thrashing, shuddering and shaking. Like a woman possessed, her mouth falls open and her eyes roll back to the back of her head. Is it the hallmark sign of a seizure? The symptoms of similar enough. And that knowledge, the fact that I know this, only makes me feel worse. Any anger I had cursed by our disagreement on parting ways, no matter how temporary she claims it to be, disappeared. The alcohol-induced daze that I felt was brushed aside as I run to help her. None of that mattered at the moment. But to hold her close is all I can do while she thrashes about. I know this is wrong, that I'm not supposed to hold her down, yet I do it out of instinct, reflex even. I'm terrified of hurting her, but I see no other way to keep Hannah from hurting herself. It takes a lot to keep myself from running off to get help when she needs me here, and it takes everything I have to keep myself intact. When she says my name, I realize that the seizure has stopped. But that doesn't make the dread go away.
Luke, please.
What happened here?
Oh God.
Who did this to you?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
The sight of her tear-streaked face is enough to twist the knife in. It does not help that I'm as lost as she is right now, and all I can say is...
Shh, it's all right. You're safe now, Hannah. You're safe now.
It takes a bit to go through the house with my inebriated self. That's even made worse by the fact that I had to carry a nearby unconscious person as well. I was about to give up too, until Shotgun shown up to lighten the load. He quietly takes her from me without question and brings her to the bedroom. And me? Well, I couldn't bring myself to follow, not right now. Not while I'm drunk and rattled by what had transpired. It's a miracle I was able to help at all. So here I am, sulking in a patrol chair with a glass of wine in hand. I can't even remember what political venture it is, and I practically did not care right now.
Because when you're already drunk and still have problems, even more alcohol should help.
Of course the butler chooses now to appear and be unhelpful.
You know what actually solves all problems? Death.
Oh.
But it is not recommended.
No.
Alcohol isn't a true solution either.
It's worked well enough for me.
I like to believe that I get my best ideas when I'm brutally hammered. Not everyone might agree, but they can't really do anything about it, can they? With a fuck ton of money comes great power, sometimes responsibility. And with that responsibility comes a lot of reasons to get drunk. Of course, I can just tell responsibility to start off. If I was feeling reckless, and Christ, I must be really drunk if I'm thinking in circles. I just need something to focus on, and I should be fine.
How is she? Is she alright?
Is he alright? If panic crept into my voice at the question, I don't let it show. It would be a show of weakness to be so frazzled, to show so much concern over a woman who is going to put me aside. People like him who work for me, I trust with business, but not with myself. Never with that. Only Hannah has come so close. Only she has truly seen the man beneath the facade. Only her actions can wound me so.
Sleeping. Aside from a few bumps and bruises, she seems to be fine. A maid is watching over her for now. It is best not to leave her alone. But, if I may ask, what happened? I was in the gardens when I heard screaming. Did you...
No, it wasn't me.
Oh my god. I'm quick to be on a defensive. I may be capable of a lot of horrible things, but I would never harm her. Of all people, no matter how angry I might become, I would never lay a hand on her to hurt her.
I didn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything like that. I don't even have a reason to.
Oh my god. Why is it drunk Luke the best? Like, he's not the best, but his voice while he's drunk is... I love it.
You don't consider her wanting to be a part as reason?
It isn't. Well, it is. I don't want to talk about it right now.
No.
But what happens was I got home. She was seasoned in the kitchens. Is she ill?
Not that kind of doctor. But I've already scheduled your physician for a house call tomorrow morning. We'll still have to monitor her as soon as she wakes up and...
Oh god, things are coming back to me. I need a drink. Hello, pup. Welcome.
Really? You're still drinking?
Why, yes, it seems to be the bloody best time to be drinking. I'm allowed, aren't I?
No.
After all, I've just found my wife having a seizure, and I shouldn't give two shits about it. Not when she's about to leave me.
Oh god, are we Luke? Yes. Hopefully we die from the ghost. Yeah. But I do. Goodness, I do. A big generous gulp, just make it so that it tastes of cherries, raspberries, and strawberries wash over my tongue, and the thing's too sweet considering its distinctive, earthy aroma. A Vel Vineyard seasoned red isn't really something to scoff at. I've had many good memories with this particular drink. This particular bottle, in fact, was a gift. It serves the purpose Lady Beyond had given it to me to forget. All the same, whether I took this bottle or put on New it is just a means to the end. I will probably have to finish the whole bottle to get drunker than I already am.
But no, she doesn't need to be taken care of. If she wants her time apart, she'll have it.
It breaks my heart to let her go, but she deserves this much, doesn't she? We both deserve this much.
She's had her uses.
She's done a lot for me in the 7 years we've been together. I pursued her at first for the money. It was supposed to be strictly business. There might have been a time too when I considered taking her out of the picture so that I can do with the money as I please. Oh god, he thought about killing her. I had planned to mutilate her and feel horrible thinking about it. But along the way, I had changed, if only for her. Perhaps my father would scoff, tell me I've gone soft. Maybe I have. Does it matter? 7 long years. It had its up and down, and it certainly hasn't been a perfect marriage. We had our fights, who hasn't? But those small moments when we just laughed and be happy selves were always magical. They made all those years worth it, and I had to see many more years to come. So where did I go wrong? I've loved only 2 women in my life. Oh! Mother, dear, bless her soul, and Hannah, who has been my sunshine for so long. Losing her, I fear that I might become more like my father. Had Damien Wright stayed with Mother or any of the other numerous women he had a child with, would he have been less of a embittered shell of a man? Would having a darling love in his life made him a better person? Perhaps it is a bias of me to doubt so. I don't think I can ever see the old man in a flavorable light.
I'm just surprised that you're not afraid. She might be leaving with delicate information.
Oh my god.
Oh, she might know something. But if she hasn't done anything with the knowledge for this long, I don't think she would do anything now. If she had even an inkling of what I've done, what I'm capable of, she'll know it's not a good idea.
Oh god.
Hannah's a smart woman.
A smart, kind, hard-working, generous, loyal. I can go on and wax poetic about her if I had any talent with the stuff. I wonder if things would have turned out different if I listened to McCall. If I talked to Hannah, maybe I asked her plans and what she wanted, she wouldn't be leaving me. Like a pretty bird, I wanted her in a cage, and now I must let her free and hope she flies back to me.
Why don't you sit down and have a drink with me? Don't worry, it's not poisoned or anything.
Oh god, not with that look in your eye.
Lonely? Oh, I suppose there's no harm.
Oh god, you're drinking with me? With a shake of her head, I pursue another glass and pour some of the red wine. Watching the red liquid is fascinating all of its own with my muddled brain that I barely noticed sloshing some of it and staining my suit. It'll be an utter bugger to clean, so I'm glad that it isn't my problem. Handing it over, I can't help but look up at the ceiling and let out a sigh. My eyes damp glazed over though. I won't let it go further than that. Raising my own glass for a toast, I clear my throat.
We drink to... Do we really need a reason to? The world is messed up. War, terrorism, famine, poverty, loved ones and love lost. The world is a cesspool. Might as well be drunk if we're going to drown in it.
A bit less eloquent than your usual speeches, but zum Wohl.
A sip. A glub. Refill. Rinse and repeat until the bottle of ale has barely a fifth left. I must have drunk most of it because I barely see Croc take a sip after his first glass. It certainly feels that way. I don't even think I can stand up, let alone walk. I'm all legless. My mind just feels so funny and everything else is truly hilarious. Bloody hell, I think I can make out faces of the bald man on the wallpaper with a butler also standing up. He looks like a skyscraper from where I'm seated.
Jesus Christ, I have Sasquatch as a butler.
I have a great alcohol tolerance, so this seeing how I'm giggling wreck right now is assumed really bad. If there is any sober part left in me, it'll probably shrivel up and die just thinking of the hangover that'll come in the morning. But I can't help but get distracted at the sight of the moonlight peeking through the curtains, shining and shimmering and absurdly splendid. Even if the night brought calm, it is the moon that always enamours me so. It is a second sun, but as beautiful as my sunshine.
I want to go out and look at the moon. Mommy, I can't feel my legs.
I can't feel my legs!
Mutter, I am not. Don't tell me I have to carry you upstairs to bed.
You know, Hannah, she told that photo man that I was a trying husband. I can't even. The nerve of them, right? He goes and takes her out shopping, and they give me lip service in return. I bet they were talking shite while they were in the store spending my money. Am I a trying husband, Joe?
You are a trying husband.
I wouldn't know. You're not my husband, are you?
You're not my husband, aren't you?
But you are a trying dumb cop when you are this drunk.
I didn't even do nothing. I did my best to behave decent.
No, you're not.
Whiskey and Mint are just good friends.
Oh, God.
That's all. And that Rochelle woman's baby isn't mine.
Is it mine?
I swear I wouldn't. I couldn't love any other woman than Hannah. Hannah must be so tired. I'm a brat, aren't I? She said as such. I don't want Hannah to leave me, Joe.
No guilt. I can't feel guilty for this.
Oh God, she's the love of my life, you know? I'm a shy human being without her. I should... Flowers. Lots and lots
Oh
of
my God, he's gonna try
flowers.
and get her back.
All of the flowers. Enough to make the Queen's Gardens look like a fucking
Oh,
dumpster
God.
fire in comparison.
All well and good, but you are not achieving any of that while you are lying on the carpet.
Oh my God.
Now, if you can lift your skinny ass and work with me. 1, 2, 3.
But I don't want to go to bed. The moon is so pretty tonight.
I love drunk Luke.
I should just let you sleep on the ground, Bratwurst.
Oh, I love it. There you go.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty face from day to day. Come on, Mummy, wake up. I want to be in that play. Mummy, wake up. You promised that you'd help me practice my lines today. The auditions are tomorrow, so I have to practice. The last syllables of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools. The way to Dusty. Mummy, are you...
Oh, damn. I choke back a scream and wake up in a cold sweat. With my heart pounding in my ears, it takes a while to remember where I am. In the dark and cold of the room, one can't fault me for feeling ill at ease. It isn't as bright as the penthouse, and the rotation did little to change how old it feels. We've been here for less than a week. It takes a bit more time to adjust. It's hard to feel cozy though when my bloody freezing. Nudging the lamp of fabric next to me, I sigh.
It's cold. Don't hug the sheets, Hannah.
She always did this though. It hardly bothers me. Growing up, I was lucky to have something to use as a mattress. God damn it, Morgan. Put that pineapple away! I'm not the only one who grew up assumption to exchanging cotton with a thread count of 800. Beside the warmth that Hannah exuded on her own is usually enough to keep me sleeping through the night. The temperature tonight must have been something else with how chilly it is right now. I must be considering after all the poor dear is ill, though I love her to think about what had transpired.
Don't make me pull those sheets off you. That blanket is large enough to cover an elephant.
Oh god, it's a
We need
ghost
to
under the
share.
streets. Oh, fuck me. Already? It takes a while.
What was that, honey?
Oh no, she's not even in the bed.
Apologies. I'm just in the loo, so if you can give me a moment.
Oh. There's no sign that they'll be moving where they lie. With care, I go to the knife hidden under the side of my bed. I would be foolish of me to illustrate anything while I'm unarmed, after all. Oh god, he had a knife in his bedroom? To pull back the covers would be more difficult affair, because reaching out to uncover who was underneath, I have to prepare for anything and assume the worst. If I am so much to see a nozzle of a gun, there's going to be a murder tonight. I know they say not to bring a knife to a gunfight, but I think I can sink a blade into his liver faster than he can point and aim. I see the rise and fall of the street, though it could easily be mistaken as a fault of a breeze. I hear their breathing. A great sense of foreboding coming over me, making me hesitate with my plan. I should just get Hannah and myself out of here. not look back and let security handle it. That's what they're there for. Or maybe I just should man up. There's no way I'm risking the chance that inaction will put Hannah in danger. But what's the worst that could happen, right? I'm no reason to be afraid. There's no boogeyman under the bed, no monster in my closet. If anything, those things should be afraid of me. Right? I grab a fistful of the street and throw them aside. Oh shit. Nothing. Okay, I panicked. Nothing but a bunch of pillows stares back at me. I'm singing things. It's a pillow fort. There we go. Must be my imagination. I'd rather not think I've gone mad. It could very well be the stress getting to me. All this drama with Hannah. I've been doing well for all those years, all things considered. I guess I do have a breaking point. But still, the world goes on even if one cannot, and I must go along with it. I suppose a day off or two tomorrow wouldn't hurt, but rest aside from a few hours of sleep will be welcome more than that. Wait, there was a face? I didn't see a face. Wait a minute. That's there. Okay, we gotta go back. I just want to see. There's a face? Oh no! Damn it. Well, I have to go look at that. Wait a minute. Wait. I can do this. Wait, I want to see it. So we saved it. Give me a moment. I did not see a face. I did not see a face. It is a face! Oh, that's creepy. I did not see that. Thank you for that. Let's load. Oh, I did not see that, thank you. But I can't shake off an unease. I dare say that I feel afraid, intricated so that something will come creeping and crawling from under the bed, even as I lay down and close my eyes. Sun and day. The odd dream doesn't linger, thankfully. But with the morning comes another disturbance, both too loud and too sharp for my taste. And I have very fine taste. When the piecing rings, the doorbell reaches even the bedroom. I'm very much inclined to think the person who built this place lacks any sense of it. Perhaps the only thing good in this is that the ruckus has chased away the needle guilt from last night's commotion, if only temporation. Still, it's a bloody annoying distraction. I can tell already that it is going to be a long day. It hasn't even started. Before the racket even lasts another minute, I'm peeling myself off the bed and heading straight to the main door. There would be a murder today if this doesn't let up. How cruel it seems. Everything in this blasted universe is intense to getting in my nerves as of late.
Gordon Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour!
In the first place, I shouldn't be the one doing this. This is why I hired a valet, for fuck's sake.
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
Oh my god, it's Zach. I'll be honest, if only for today. With the mansion this quiet at the hour of the morning, it's easy to believe those little ghost stories might be real. But the only horror here is how long Hannah's patience with me will last after the incident at the party. Neither the deafening silence nor the biting chill spreading across every room in the place. There's no place for fear when another set of problems already burns that foil. So I wait for another second. When no bullets still answer my call, I simply yoink the door open myself, perhaps with more force than needed. And maybe it should have been impropriety there, considering the person on the other side and the hour he dared appeared on my doorstep. With someone with half of a brain knows not to disturb anyone this early. Brief confusion quickly gives way to anger, and before my bloody photographer can even get a word in, I'm hurling volume at him. It's less than he deserves, really. Hannah will disapprove, scold me for treating the man with such disrespect if she hears me right now. She seems fond of him, after all, treats him like a friend she known for years. But she's not here, isn't she? Well, she doesn't know.
You again. It's bloody 6 in the morning. What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time. Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't.
This is my house. My rules also apply to this place as much as Hannah's do. As simple as that.
Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep.
It just so happened it's also a person I will never take a liking to. No need for remorse.
Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
He continued shouting even as I slammed the door in his face. So nonchalant about the news lately, though I don't understand most of it. However, with the closed door muffled the better part of it, with no ears to listen to, his trance doesn't last too long. Eventually he leaves, silence once again fills the room as it should. In hindsight, maybe I should also call for physical services. He certainly sounds metal, just screaming like that. A suspicious man like him, left roaming the immortality grounds. Nothing good can come from it. But if his presence will indeed bring a problem, a sign of bad things to come, I'll probably know soon enough. Worse comes to worse, Shotgrunt will take care of it if needs to. It's what I'm paying him for. In the meantime, the bigger problem in hand is a hangover. Maybe I have some obsession to temper it, dog hair, or some wine to help me get back to sleep. It seems early, one glass won't hurt. Or two. Whatever the case, I need to think wherever that will lead me to. It's nothing. Everything leads to nothing, except for this pounding headache, as my mind will burst at any time and leak out of my ears. My vision swims in and out of view. My stomach threatens rebellion, with plans of making me throw up with what little food I've taken in, with how my mouth feels, like it's filled with cotton. One would think that the fact that I'm a hangover would make me the grumpiest person in the room. But as it is, my eyes move to Hannah, who is stirring sugar in her tea and scrolling down at it, the while as she just murdered a baby in front of her. I have half a mind to bemoan my current state to make a fool of myself just to make her smile. And I'm rather good at bemoaning. Not that I would admit that. Why, I'm already adopting the posture of a whining teenager as I speak, slouched forward with my cheek on the table.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh, God, I'm dying. Hannah? Johans, call an ambulance, please.
God damn.
Let it be known that I leave all my belongings to Hannah right near Evans. Everything but 30,000 quid.
But 30,000. Everything but a 30,000 quid.
Oh, I see a bright light. I see a farm.
He sees a farm.
Mother dearest, is that you? Little Lucille is on his way home.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, but I must leave you, Hannah. Cover my face. Your eyes dazzle. I die young.
That much I can imagine through the hangover. A thing entirely of my fault, considering I've twice drunk the night before. Another thing I will never admit, really, it's a miracle I haven't accrued alcohol poisoning yet.
Oh, stop being so melodramatic, Luke. Besides, you never lived in a farm. You hate farms. We are not bringing you to the hospital for a hangover. Really. One would think you'd be used to it by now with how stubborn you are about your drinks. Dare I ask what the 30,000 quid is for, though?
I don't know. It pulls a smile. It pulls a small smile from her for a moment. The pinched look on her face returns quickly, though.
He lost a bet with Robert and Elise after a night of drinking at the Crawl. 10,000 each. And another 10 to me.
The sneer that makes its way to my face doesn't hold as much as heat as it usually does. It's just a bit of a friendly ribbing. Though I still wish he wouldn't tattle. Of course, it was my fault for mentoring the money. It wasn't like anyone will notice 30 grand missing from millions, though. That's how much I spend on a normal weekend.
Oh, must you be such a teacher's pet? I told you not to talk about it.
I'm having second thoughts about moving to the penthouse. If this is what you do when I'm not looking.
I'm almost forgotten about that little agreement, too. Shame. Hopefully that's the reason why he's intent on glaring at the table until it peels off. The alternation would be sobering.
It was that one time. I'm not a child in need of minding or mother hens. As much as I'd love for you to stay, you said you need some time to yourself. Don't let the fact that I lost a bet once make you think I have to be supervised.
It wasn't. I'm just worried about you, Luke. I'd be less so if you actually sat up.
Why are you worried about me? I'm more concerned about what your doctor told you. How did the house call go?
I don't want to intrude on her privacy when the doctor arrived. A ridiculous statement, considering I am still her husband. But I wasn't like I could have done any good being there, with the nursing a hangover and all. However, a part of me feared that would be said, not to mention I trust that Hannah would tell me if there is something serious. Of course, it is probably something bad. I would be a fool to hope otherwise. I found her having a seizure, for goodness sake. I should have rushed her to a hospital as soon as he awoke, but it was her instinct that kept me at bay. A cup of tea finds itself in my hand, attempting to appease me, no doubt. But I don't bother to drink, let alone look up. If anything, just presses my forehead on the table to hide the childish pounce on my lips. Not that this is any better.
It was fine. The physician took some of my blood, and he scheduled me for a few lab tests tomorrow morning. I've already called for a driver and attendant to accompany me, so there's no need for you to worry.
And what? You'll just be leaving me behind then? And I don't think you should be going anywhere alone.
You hate hospitals even more than you hate farms, Luke. And Kylie's coming for your play date tomorrow, remember? Relax. I'm taking Johans with me if it makes you feel better.
Herr Dr. Hobbs asked that I keep her under observation for the time being. Naturally, I'll be reporting my findings at the hospital.
Sitting up, I run a finger over the rim of my teacup and mull it over. I do hate the bloody place. Either hiring Shock Rock would have been enough for me to avoid the place, and practically not. Bloody doctors and bloody sick people. I don't want to catch anything contagious. I can't even tell crying people to shut up if they get too annoying. Respecting their grief, my arse. Save for life and death situation. I'd rather avoid the mass graveyard that hid beneath their stellar air and white tiles.
I guess you two can go without me. But I can't believe how naturally you two conspire behind my back. Don't expect my help if those bloody doctors bleed you two dry. Vampires, every single one of them. Not as bad as lawyers and politicians, but close enough. You do know Carly will be upset when she finds out you're not here tomorrow. Again.
She'll be happy enough to spend time with her fairy godfather, I'm sure. You're a good role model for her, despite your whining.
No matter how many times Hannah claims that I'm a whining is unbecoming of me, I never listen. It's not like anyone that matter is here to judge. Well, it's not like anyone else actually matters. I'll whine if I bloody well want to. I'll be no lesser because of it. Of course, I would not tolerate another person whining. Except perhaps for Hannah. She hardly ever does that. Even right now, I can see a look of pain passes on her face and her hand goes to her stomach. Yet she keeps quiet, not bringing it up or complaining. As if she's alright.
Are you alright? Should we be concerned? Maybe we should bring you to the hospital now.
I just feel a little queasy, that's all. A bit more tea in me, maybe some more sleep, and I'll be right as rain.
I've spent a lot of time around people who lie for a living, and I can't help but feel like there's more to it than just that. Maybe it is just as he says, I'm overthinking it. But I trust Hannah will fess up before things can get any worse. She never really lied to me before, nothing big at least.
If you're sure, I'm just worried. You'll tell me if anything is wrong, right? You do know you can still trust me. That I do still care about you?
I know that. I'm just going to be moving out soon. Even if it is for a short while, you won't always be there for me.
Did you finish packing before you... I understand if you haven't, and I won't blame you if you've changed your mind after what happened. You can stay until you feel better.
I'm still moving. It isn't like you can't visit to check up on me. Although that does somewhat defeat the point. Luke, I'm a big girl. I'm going to get a checkup tomorrow, take whatever pills they tell me to get, and get over it. You really don't need to worry. I'm fine.
Oh, I do so hate those words. I hide my scold by taking a sip of tea, fighting off the urge to hold the cup at the wall. I'm fine, he says. A lie. Incredibly, the sour disappointment I have, one not entire bone from my hangover, is still obvious. Without saying a word, Hannah puts her hand on mine and squeezes it tight. Her hands are cold and clamming. Her grip is weak. I can see the small tremors that runs along her shoulders and the paleness on her cheek. She has yet to recover from what happened to her. She's not fine, and I'm not either.
Fine. I don't need to like it, but fine.
I don't think either of us really like it. But I do think it is for the best.
Perhaps we should bring you back to bed. The sooner you are off your feet, the better.
Is that some sort of roundabout way of saying that you want to sweep me off my feet and take me to bed? This isn't our honeymoon. I need rest, mister.
I'm aware that this is a further thing from our honeymoon. This isn't how things are supposed to be. Hannah isn't supposed to leave. I'm not supposed to let her. And if she ever did leave, it's supposed to be in my terms. Everything is going wrong. And I respect her enough to let her have her space, as he puts it. If divorce is brought up, however, well, that's another matter entirely.
Really now, you shouldn't have gotten up in the first place. Breakfast in bed exists for a reason. Come on then, back to bed you go.
Are you going to carry me to bed then?
Aww.
You're far too heavy for that.
What the
I
fuck?
can carry you, if you'd like.
Luke!
Can you blame me if I enjoy food too much? I can walk, thank you very much.
She is pregente with your children, or child. I don't say a word as he clutches my arm to steady herself. There's no protest as he uses me as a crutch while going up the stairs. Where is it? Is it here? No. Wait, is that it? Yeah, it's here. There's no process he uses me as a clutch after going up the stairs, but that's as far as I want to go. Judging by the light brush of Hannah's face, she's gotten self-conscious about it too.
Johans, look after her, and you stay in bed. I just need to go out.
I'll have plenty of time to be lonely in the mansion by myself when Hannah moves out. For now, I can go and stretch my legs, fresh air, all that. Breathe. Grey skies looms over the horizon though. The sun fights for every precious minute it gets to stay. It'll rain again soon, with the wind bringing along with the gloomy clouds, normal to Luxembourg. Until then, it doesn't hurt to be out here for the fresh air and sunshine. I walk to the garden, what little of it there is at the moment anyway, and kneel by the daffodils. They were the first to be brought here and planted on my request, and if nothing else, they brought in the sense of peace. They were Mother's favourite. Closing my eyes, I lift my chin up to welcome the light that shines upon me. And for a moment I can imagine myself as one of the flowers, peaceful, blooming and all too happy to stand in its warmth. Life would be much easier if we were all flowers, wouldn't it? But I didn't step out here to get or follow cyclical. I have a problem much more practical than figuring out the meaning of life, after all. Too many things have gone on those past few days, and I want to forget about them, even for a moment.
It's almost All Saints, isn't it? To think I've almost forgotten.
I speak the words absent-mindedly. The date means nothing to me, as the neither worship of the religion nor have the graves to visit. After all, Mother was never given a proper burial. But it's a date, as good as any for me to grieve. Otherwise, I would have done some every single day, crippling myself and shutting everyone else out. I can remember how the flames licked at her flesh and how it consumed her body until there was nothing left but ash. I stood there watching with the operator and the social service worker, though I could have been alone for all I cared. I felt alone. It was the most that could have been done. No one would have attended the funeral of a dead prostitute, let alone pay for it. All that is left of her, proof that she had lived, is her name written in the lodge of the Luxburn Cemetery, a lighter and me. Pulling out the lighter from my jacket, I can't stop myself from flicking it up and stare at the flame and run my thumb over her name. All in all, it isn't much, but it's something. And it'll be wrong of me not to make something of myself when she would have given everything to make sure I can become anything I want to be.
Feels like I'm stuck in a nightmare right now. What I would give to have you here by my side, Mother dear. To see you smiling at me. Alive and as beautiful as ever. I'm afraid I'm starting to forget what your face looks like. I've already forgotten the shade of your hair.
Eleanor Charlotte was a wonderful woman, though not everyone would have agreed. Not everyone had seen past her corruption, past her vice and her illness. All they saw was a poor woman who sold her body to make ends meet and had a bastard son because of it. They didn't see the mother who worked hard to put food on the table for me, the woman who gave and gave to me while expecting nothing in return. She taught me the merits of hard work, but though I loved her so, I worked hard for myself. I would not be foolish, so selfish towards people who would never give back. I learnt that from the father who plucked me out of the orphanage for his own selfish gain. I pocket the lighter before I can feel the urge of actually set anything ablaze. Considering my close proximity of the flowers, they would be most likely victims of the arson. Just the thought itself is blasphemous. Nevertheless, that doesn't save them from being picked. Just enough to make a bouquet of things in honor of Eleanor, whatever her name is.
Would you be proud of me if you saw me now, Mother? Maybe. You're always so forgiving. No matter what trouble I got into, more than I deserved. Especially now.
It's been a while since I've talked to Mother like this. I've been thinking of both my dear parents far too much, and as of late, when I shouldn't, I have a future to look forward to, and the present to take care of. Those memories of the past gives me nothing but grief. The life of Luxman Mitchell Chandler should be nothing but a footnote in Luke's Wright's non-existent autobiography. It's because of Hannah, isn't it? I worry that she is all too much like Mother, that it scares me, and she thought that I'm turning into my father is even more so. But even if history is set to repeat itself, I'm not a child anymore. Content is to sit aside, unable to do anything to help, and too inexperienced to think that the worst wouldn't happen. I have money to buy the best medicine and doctors if need to be. She'll get better, and she has to. And once we get over this little bump in the road, I can stop worrying. All will be right in the world. Unfortunately, my time alone is cut short, though.
I think those flowers look beautiful, my lord.
Who the fuck is this?
The parlor, the room where the lady stays for her tea. It could certainly use some.
The voice is not familiar, though. I'm not really one to remember such things. Who the fuck are you? Going over her attire, I would say that she's one of the housekeepers. Strange, considering I've spent all of the staff but Jonas away. And her face, as pretty as it is unfamiliar to me. It would be a lie if I said that I didn't set me on edge. Most would say that I cared little for my employers, that it isn't entirely untrue. Who the fuck is this? However, I like to think that I know the people who work for me, especially those who would roam my house, even if it's just a face and a name. Besides, I would remember a beauty such as her. So who is this? If she is someone impersonating a household staff to get in, she's doing a bad job at it.
Didn't you get the memo? Are you new? Today is a day off. You aren't supposed to be here.
I expected poor excuses and a sorry, like the likes of her often gives, but she merely smiles.
Oh, no. I've been a servant here since you first came.
And I see no signs of lying, nor hear in her words, yet they can't be true. But I find that I feel like I can relax. She has that sort of smile that makes one kindness shine through without words and action. It reaches her eyes, filling them with a strange sort of mirth, as if she's just the thought of something very funny. Perhaps had it been any other person, I would have intuitively as a decent grin. But the curl of her lips and the shine of her eyes are too soft to hold any miracle. She takes my silence as a sign that she can continue, and it's not like I feel any urgently to stop her. I'm not really in the mood for company, but I'm not observed to the moment either. Entertaining at a beauty like her, even for a little while, wouldn't hurt. I'm gonna have a little drink. I gotta admit, he is cute. I feel like I've seen her before. It helps that she proves easy to listen to, despite how oddly she speaks.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have bothered you. Look at me, talking to the master of the house without even asking for permission. What will the others think? If you'll excuse me, I'll just...
I haven't driven you away yet, have I?
Oh.
And it's your day off. I don't see why we can't chat a bit.
Of course. If that is what you wish. As long as it does not get you into trouble with the lady. To even take time for someone as lowly as me. No wonder that everyone under the mansion's employ is so fond of you. Though it should have no longer been a surprise to me. You have always been such a kind and loving lord.
What? I have to stop myself from calling her out on her shit. It's almost as if she's talking about an entire different man. No matter how big my ego gets, I know for a fact that I'm hardly in the running for a Best Boss of the Year reward. The only reason that most of my staff stays is because of the distant competition that I'm not cheap. But if she wants to lay it on thick, I'll allow it. Who wouldn't want a beautiful woman complimenting them?
I'm sure she'll be fine with this. We are just talking after all. Unless you had other things on your mind when you approached me.
Luke, I know Hannah said we're on a break, but you literally is still in love with her, and she is still pregnant, even if you don't know. Oh, god damn it. The words leave my mouth before I even realize what I've said. I panic a bit, though I can get away with picking up women out of the city, sometimes even out of the country. I've always taken care not to do so in my home or in my business. You see the ghost? Oh god! I think she might be. Oh god, she is! But she's so pretty! Why is Luke getting the cute side of her? If this is what she looks like... Smash! Not when it's easy for Hannah to find out about my intently for those channels. Though, seriously, I still don't see what the big deal about it is. I just have an itch I need to scratch.
I know it must be amusing to see a girl flustered for a man of your stature. But please don't say such things, my lord.
You know what? If she came up to me and started talking like this, I would be all over it. Sorry, Joel.
I saw you alone and
Take
simply
notes.
thought you could use some company.
Thankfully, I do count my lucky stars. It seems the woman takes it as a joke rather than a casual pass if it tended to be.
So how are you liking your work around the mansion? The place is wonderful, but I imagine the upkeep is ungodly with all the rooms and whatnot. I don't even want to think about how many people are on the staff roster.
Work is work, my lord. It is a way of living, a purpose from day to day. It is certainly far better than doing nothing or having no food to eat. The house itself is also beautiful. There's no lack of things to look at. I'm sure you've seen those books in the study. I can't read any of them yet, but if given the chance, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be thinking of those things. Especially when the rains, they might bring more work to us soon. It will definitely be much more difficult when it returns. Idling about is the least I should be doing.
I guess you can put it that way if you want to be brutally honest about the whole thing. And the rain shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully. Maybe.
If a little dreary, at least he doesn't beat around the bush. I like that, though, honestly. Many would demolish the stature as a household staff, as a janitor, or other medical role, and believe themselves to be greater things. And I would not begrudge the idea that one can always get better. But one shouldn't be so discontented with that what they have either.
The rain is something I simply must get accustomed to, if I am to live here. I've not spent long in this place after all, but I have been told that it has rained in this nation since a mother's time, and their mother's time. There is little we can do about it. I am just glad to have time in the sun, even for a short while.
Isn't that the truth? Really, these sunny days have been welcome, though I can't imagine they'll last for long. Sometimes I just want to pack my things and leave for somewhere like, say, the Bahamas or whatnot. Get some sun and surf.
But certainly, you will return for us, won't you? This is your home, after all. Your people, they won't be pleased if the master of the house leaves.
What do you mean?
Of course, I can't very well leave my businesses hanging here, can I? I just wish I could actually trust people enough to go on vacation without taking work with me. I've also got to get back here if I ever want proper meals. A proper pudding is something you'll never find out there.
The woman nods in understanding, and I must say that he makes for a fine listening ear. Though what he says next gives me a pause, whether he meant for me to hear or not.
And good tea. From what the cook has been telling me, I've yet learned how to prepare one. Perhaps once I do, it would endear the lady of the house to me. I never expected her to be so unkind after what she did
What?
to me.
What did Hannah do?
Though it's only if one catches her in a foul mood. I wish I knew how to avoid her anger.
I highly doubt he means Hannah. That woman rarely has a mean bone in her body. And when she actually is a nasty towards someone else, it usually deserves enough, much like with the Rosalie woman. Hell, she even tried to light heroin for me, even if she did admit that she doesn't quite like the man. She must mean the head housemaid, right? I have to laugh at that. Not that I have a room to speak. I don't deal with her myself anymore, though even Junction has a few choice of word about the head hag. She's been under the right employer when she was also head housemaid for my father. And if anyone not going to get along with someone, it'll be that crouching old woman. I don't even remember her name. But that woman had been this strict, unstopped bitch who took one look at me, her master's bastard son, and turned her nose up. As if she were better by mere conquention of her birth. That and she absurdly loathed my very existence. Perhaps the rumours had been true. She had a miscarriage while bearing another one of the dearest father's children, and she saw me as an obstacle of her being granted a better standing in life. I remember that much, at least. The only reason I haven't sacked her yet is because of her competence. Also because of working under the household makes her obsessively miserable. Her resignation made impossible by her pride.
Nobody really gets along with that woman. I think everyone just tolerates her because of how old she is. I mean, not to be rude or awful or anything, but she's at the age where she'll be pushing daisies soon enough.
Is she? Really, my lord? I'm sure the lady is much younger than that.
I think the thought of tormenting the young and beautiful gives her reason to live.
It does seem that way. Though I feel sorry for her. One's life should not be wasted away on hatred and anger. It is never good for the heart or the head to always carry ill thoughts. But at the least, you are here for us. We are certainly so lucky to have a lord like you. The lady even more so. The gods smile down on her. Though, if I may be honest, she is to be envied.
Even when I have a suspicion about her, she's just so easy to talk with that I've forgotten. I don't know who she is, and if she actually is one of my household staff, that would explain why she would so easily give obviously wrong statement about my character. Though, if she is here for myriad reasons, she would have done more than a small talk with me by now, wouldn't she? I have many questions. Perhaps curiosity will kill the cat.
It's strange that I've never seen you before. What's your name?
You do not remember?
I don't believe you've mentioned it, or am I missing something?
You still cannot comprehend it, can you, my lord?
Her answer chips away at the good mood I'm starting to get into. I have every right to be angry at the cryptic respond. She threatens in supplication with her every presence alone. But instead of hauling aversion at the woman, I take a deep breath. I do not want my mood ruined further than it already is. Not right now, when I can let my temper take its course another time.
Whatever your name is, and no matter how long you've been working for us, that does not change the fact that you shouldn't be here. I'll call you a cab to bring you to the city if you want.
Shouldn't I? What if I do not wish to leave?
Oh, fuck! Oh, shit.
I merely desire to stay by your side and serve. Is that such a deplorable thing?
Fuck, mate. Bitch slap her. Her gaze stands chills down my spine. It's too easy to see the devotion, the obsession in her eyes. Not the good sort either, as her security makes me feel like I'm a laid bear. Oh god, he's Yandere. Yandere! The offness of her presence is all the more palpable, with a feeling of bugs crawling on my skin, and the silence that makes it seem as the world has stopped. Any friendly afterfare we might have had going for us is completely forgotten. Danger. A small part of the back of my mind screams, the part that kept me alive all those years. And in hindsight, I'll be stupid not to take heed of it. But I've grown arrogant, complacent, and content to hide behind wealth and power.
Yes, it's a deplorable thing, as you said, because I'd like to be alone now. Thank you very much. If you didn't want the day off, you should have reported to your superior. This is utterly unprofessional of you, and I shall be issuing complaints. In fact, if you know it's good for you, you should start looking for another employer.
Oh god, you're gonna make the ghost angry! It's all my frets that the smile on her face turns tight.
I see. It escapes you still. This is unfortunate.
Oh, fuck!
How despairing that this misery must go on. But maybe, if you come with me, I can help you. I can...
When she reaches out to me, I recoil with a hiss. Oh, he's hissing like a cat!
How dare you lay your filthy hands on me without my permission?
Oh! He summoned the ghost!
I am not going anywhere with you. Now step back and walk away before I have you forcibly removed.
Oh, fuck! Why did that scare me? That scared me. I am scared. I am scared. As a switch has been flipped, the woman expression turns horrific, although that may very well be understatement at this century. She herself turns horrific. Her presence is suffocating, bearing down at me. I'm rooted on the spot, though no fault of my own, as a fear paralyzed.
You are too much like that vile woman, poisoned by her rotten influence and her filthy words.
Oh God.
But that can be remedied now that you're here. Oh, how we have waited to welcome you home. Come, my lord. The house beckons.
Fuck off. When her fingers grasp the back of my coat, I finally find it in me to break off into a run. Run, boy, run! Okay, we're here. Cute picture. I can still feel her eyes on me as I run back to the house. But I refuse to acknowledge it, let alone look back. All I need to get away from her and make sure... Oh, sorry about that. She stays away. If that means acting like a coward, seeking out company to keep me safe, nobody can tell me to do otherwise. Bravery isn't something to be lauded if it comes along with stupidity. It must have been the sight to see the usually composed and reserved Luke Wright bursting through the doors. Not that I have much of an audience unless there is other staff members who've chosen to discard my orders from them to leave. Really? I still doubt that woman is one of the staff. Mustering the courage, I look back through the window to see if she followed me. She's gone. But I don't take any chance putting as much distance as I can between us. Stopping, I catch my breath. Drenches suddenly appears, nearly makes me jump out of my skin.
Don't fucking do that!
That's me every time someone jump scares me.
You son of a bitch! If I had a gun, I would have shot you!
If I had any love left for my mutter, I'd take offense. But what happened to you? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I did. Only if that was such a delusion. But I could still feel her sharp nail digging into my back. The feeling was too real for it to have been a ghost.
There was his housekeeper. I think, I'm not sure. In the gardens. She was acting odd and I thought to remove myself from the scene.
Strange. I made sure the rest of the staff had left and that the house was empty, as you requested. Describe this woman.
She had pale skin, dark eyes, and long dark hair. She wouldn't give me her name.
I half expected a name from him. The man knows the staff better than I do, after all. But instead of an answer, he grows quiet. I'm pretty sure that is not a good thing. I'm even more worried that the other man looks me over. I have to protest when he pulls back my collar.
What in the bloody hell are you doing?
Checking for marks. Needle marks, to be exact. We don't have anyone like that among the staff. You could have easily been kidnapped.
A cold feeling settled itself over me at the thought. I've long established my power over the more unsavory characters in Luxbunt. Or I thought I did. And the most harm I thought that could come to me would be a slander, robbery, or kidnapping. An attempt of my own person. I've forgotten that I'm as human as a mortal, as any other man despite my wealth and status.
Fortunately, you look unharmed. But I advise that you be accompanied by trusted individuals at all times from now on. If not me, an assigned guard. I'll be informing them of this soon, as they return from their day in the city.
Already I can feel the energy leaves me as the realization of what could have had been.
All right. Yes, I suppose we should do that. But I think I'd like to call it a day. I should be safe in bed, yes?
I'll stand guard outside for the night. The madam has been inquiring about you, by the way.
A guard, any other threat, and he alone would have been enough to make me feel safe. But what I saw, whatever it is, I saw, would one man be enough?
That's all well and good, but there's something else. That housekeeper, she...
Luke, you're home. I was worried about you.
The grin that I can muster is probably lopsided, forced as I snapped my mouth shut to keep myself babbling about witches and monsters. Because here I am standing in the hallway, dirt on my pants and legs, and sweat dotting my forehead. A far cry from my usually pristine condition. I don't want to worry, Hannah. A cough.
What happened to you? You look like you wrestled in the mud and moss, dear. And those flowers. Were you gardening?
What? Oh, these. I didn't realize I still had them.
Yeah, it was the ghost that's been in the house. I really did not. But they are still in my grip. The daffodil I had taken from the gardens. Even in the wake of my fright, I had refused to let go of them, whether I was conscious of it or not.
Shall I put them in a vase?
Give them to Hannah. Throw them away. Give them to Hannah! That's the whole reason you started picking them. Perhaps it did save face, or maybe a small part of me really had planned to take them for her. But like a young man presenting flowers to a Valentine's, I awkwardly throws the bouquet in Hannah's direction.
They're for you.
These are lovely, thank you. But aren't these?
The surprise to be expected, and the open-ended question needs the interpretation. I've never given her daffodil before, especially not from one that I considered mine.
They're for you. Don't make me think that kneeling around in the dirt was a waste of my time.
It's not. It's not. Just... Are you feeling alright? I hope whatever I have isn't contagious.
I'm not sick, Hannah. I just got them for you. I thought they'd make you feel better, brighten up the room. I don't need my intentions questioned. The thank you was enough.
And I didn't mean to insinuate anything. But you're right. Thank you, truly, for these.
She takes them from me, carefully not to crush the stems. There is still uncertainty on her face, which endears and annoys me in crucial parts. But she does look lovely at them, and very picture of her something that would immortally in paint. They should be for Mother, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Why don't we turn in for the night? You must be exhausted with all that gardening.
That does a dread woman cares for flowers. Oh, what does a dead woman care for flowers? We're like skipping throughout the days here. I didn't get any sleep, not a single wink. I was so busy jumping at every shadow and worry about waking up with a knife in my chest. Or not waking up at all, even when Hannah wakes up in spite of the mild fever. It goes downstairs for breakfast. I stay in bed, though. Thoughts of poisoned food running in my head. The rain that has started sometime during the night doesn't help the mood. Okay, maybe it helps a little. The strange sunny weather has been nice and all, but in the return it should feel like a good sign of the things to come. Perhaps things will settle back to normal and crazy drama that has gone on lately will die down. I would hate to be caught unaware of this rain. And with how it looks outside, it seems that the weather is making it up, and the sunny day is giving us with a good old-fashioned downpour. The river pitter-patter on the rain fills the early morning silence with a steady beat. Thank goodness I don't have to be anywhere in a hurry today. I would hate to be caught unaware in this rain. With how it looks outside, it seems like the weather is making up for the sunny days it had given us. Wait, did I not read this already? It does not let the quiver a quarter of the hour, however. A day beginning with a cloudburst like this, it usually takes an immortal sign. Luxman's missile weather is back, likely for good. I hope they did a damn good job at fixing this place, because I'd rather not have to deal with leaky roofs. I don't like the idea that the reality did a horrific patch job with this place. Well, Hannah technically paid millions for this place. It better live up for the price the reality compares sold it for. Ruth's problems aside, he's going to be a defined downer about this as well. He hates the rain. Then again, who actually does? What sane person will like it when the 9 out of 10 days consist of nothing but dark grabs and grey skies, piss water pouring from the heavens? As he was just starting to enjoy the sunlight. I have to get up, and eventually that is given. But I'm not too keen on seeing or talking to Hannah before she leaves for the hospital. Inversely, in a few days' time, this bloody house, Kylie won't like it if she comes here only to find me in a bad mood. Oh yeah, Kylie. Few would dare rouse me from bed, being able to keep their jobs intent enough. Trust they realise now is not a good time to force me into anything. Maybe I can just get an hour or two of sleep before So drops his bat off the mansion steps. If only. But as always, somebody has to be a buzzkill.
Are you really going to stay in bed all day?
See.
What do you want?
You must have been really rattled by what happened yesterday. If you need to talk about it, I am quite qualified in that regard.
And you aren't even the slightest bit bothered? Truly? Not even the slightest bit worried?
I was worried. But I realized that it's not my life in danger, is it? My worrying will not help matters. Neither will yours.
Loath as I am to admit it, he is right. Still, it's more frustration when he doesn't give me time to consent his point.
I know you two aren't getting along.
No, nosy bugger.
But you should at least see the madam off before we leave. Think of her as a business associate if you must. It would not do to part on bad terms.
It's far too early to deal with your nosiness.
That's none of his business, none of it. If he remembers his place, he'll drop it. I don't want to talk to Hannah, not now, when I'm so high-strung and paranoid. This whole thing is a bloody mess with everything going off at once. I'm afraid that our troubles, I will misinterpret anything she might say or do. That'll be to make the whole thing worse.
Are there any updates about the woman?
Being in the dark has me on edge. Information, any at all, may have very well helped me in calming me down.
I've already briefed security about her, and more from the agency will be arriving tonight. But they haven't seen anyone fitting the description.
The butler is strong. The butler can kill. The butler has everything. The butler is the boss!
So you have nothing then? Fat lot of use you guys are. What do I even pay you for? Do me a favor. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on your way out.
Well, there is something. It's about McCulloch.
Uh-oh. Did you find the corpse? No, you didn't, because you left it. Can anyone blame me if I show the tiniest bit of interest? She's still not done with the house, and she's a nice enough woman. Plans to go back to sleep are gone.
I called her secretary about taking the day off. He hasn't heard from her over the weekend.
Yes, she's dead in the basement.
She's probably passed out after enjoying a pint or 2 or 10 in a bar somewhere.
Nope.
She's an adult. It was the weekend. She's allowed to disappear and not think about work. Fuck. I wish I was passed out after a night of drinking. He does know that mobiles are a thing.
Oh no.
That's all well and good, but she's not answering her mobile either. Mr. Parker will be filling a missing persons case with the police if she doesn't turn up today.
Certainly, someone must know where she is. Tabs are kept, without fail, on people who come to work with me. Background checks and consent surveillance until they finish their contracts with the rights. Some would say that it's all a bit over the top. But I can't be too safe. Too many want me dead.
What about one of ours? Has anyone seen her? She's pretty hard to miss with how tall the woman is.
The last anyone has seen of her was here, the morning of the party. Your housewarming party.
That isn't good news.
It wouldn't do for the police to hear of this and to suspect.
It's a little important that I can easily prove my innocence. It is all a matter of principle, because even the assumption of Miss Murderers should not stain my reputation. although maybe it is a bit too late to hope for a sneaky clean one. Besides, it's much of a hassle to have police poking around the house looking for a body that doesn't exist. It's in the basement.
Now, if we're done here, I'd like to go back to sleep and...
Kylie! Well, there goes any plans for grabbing some short eyes. Rolling over my stomach, I can only scream into my pillow.
Of course, of course. Ugh. Johans, distract her.
Oh, look, it's time for me to go.
Haha, yes.
Have fun with your little play date. So long, farewell, and auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
What a king.
No, Johans, don't you turn away from me. Keep her busy for an hour. Come on!
I have to press my face against the pillow once more to suppress a groan. You can't just get a loyal help anymore.
Hello there, little Fraulein. Your uncle is just upstairs and will be down in a moment. He is super excited to have you today. I hope you're well rested and ready to play a lot.
Oh my god.
That bastard.
I love him.
I'll be down in a sec, Munchkin. Let me just...
Change into a fresh shirt, brush my teeth, fix my hair, bemoan my very existence. Wish I was somewhere else in the world right now. Don't get me wrong, Kylie is a great kid. Wonderful. Better than most brats her age. But handling a twerk is the last thing I want on my list right now with this whole Hannah business. Fortunately, I am very versed in how the world works. I've long learned that the show must go on no matter how horrendous comes in my way. So I set to prepare for the day. Running a comb through my hair is just as driven and simply makes me feel more human. I want to see more of Hannah. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see more Hannah because he's in the hospital now. Bad hair is disgusting, though it isn't as bad now as it was when I was a child. With how expensive a trip to the barber was, I often had to grow it out until Mother had the time to cut it for me. The curls and tangles were simply horrific. Why I was even mistaken as a little girl because of that. It certainly doesn't help that I was named Luke Zerlis. Friendly pressure is enough to chase away any sign of sleepnesses. The feel of a crisp and clean cloth in my hand is a clear marker to start the day. Smothering down the suit and my hair with a sigh, I still myself for the horror. The horror that comes with taking care of a child.
Good morning to you, Luke.
Speak of the devil and she shall appear. Bright eyes and brushy tail, Kylie grins up at me as soon as I open the bedroom door. She swings the backpack, she clutching, hitting my leg in a show of impatience and looking entirely unsorry for it.
Did you just wake up? Oh, tell me you forgot.
Oh, I skipped. I doubt I'll forget. Kylie's visits are frequent enough things that they become fond of the way into my schedule. There's supposed to be a visit to her godmother, but we can't pick who a child gets along with. As long as I'm not busy, her father can drop her off for the day, which is all well and good for me if it makes Suzy focus on work I've given him. Besides, he's a bright child, tolerable. Kid's got a good head on her shoulders and can get pretty mature for her age at times. Of course, they have to thank me for that. Her parents can take particular credit, but Hannah and I have been for this kid since he was just a small babe. Why, I can still remember the first time I saw her. It was during her baptism. The only reason I was there to encourage Hannah, who was to be named godmother. In this part, where he wanted some sweets. No, I think that was before. I'm pretty sure that was. Was it here? No. I'm pretty sure that was very early. Yeah, here. That was like a couple of days ago. She was such a tiny thing, not even a year old, and swaddling her mother's arm in the white cloth. It was the first time I really saw her in faint up close. Close enough to hold one, at least. I had been terrified to be given a little child to carry after the whole water temporary, and never done it so before that I hold a tiny life in my arms. I could have just dropped her on the head and the little twerk before me would have stopped existing then and there. Yeah, a few days ago Luke got bitch slapped with a book. But the child just smiled at me, babbling nonsense words as a child do, clinging to me even as I tried to hand her off to Hannah. She had thought hilarious and adorable. My suit had been a mess and I nearly an anxious wreck by the time I handed her back to her mother. Yeah, it was a pleasant too.
Of course I didn't, you little rugrat. I just had to take care of something before you arrived.
Really? Well, I guess that's fine. As long as you told me for work like last time.
Really? Now why don't we go back down and have breakfast in the parlor?
I already ate at home. Papa made one of his tortillas de patatas. He wouldn't let me leave until I finished every bite.
Ah, the suitably oh, I'm not gonna fucking say that word. Those things are hazards. Oh, I can hear my mom. I'll be right back, everyone. Yeah, Mom? Oh, did we get a packet? No. Sorry. Yeah, we did. Okay. Sorry, back to the bedroom, Leech. Yeah, they meant the other day. Yeah, I didn't get anything. Still. I am back. Why does Luke, every time he smiles, he looks like he's about to commit murder or something? Put that pineapple away, I am back. Okay. I have no idea. Pop! God damn it. I spray you with a water bottle. Oh, Morgan. You both. You could probably use the... someone into submissive with how huge they are. It's a miracle Kylie can still be so energy. I had trouble staying awake for the first time I had one. Speaking of staying awake, I thought you left the computer. I did. Oh, we were back. Yes, Mom? Yeah, I didn't see anything, Mom. Yeah, I didn't see anything. I didn't find anything. Yeah, I didn't see that. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I just did. Oh my god. Guys, I am back. I spray you with a water bottle. Go away. I am back, you fuckers. God damn. Speaking of staying awake.
Well, I need some coffee in me at the very least. But if you'd like, you
Oh
can
my
jump
God.
straight to dessert.
Yes, dessert, please.
It's easy enough to magic Kylie with a promise of sweets, thankfully. The hard part is magically her before she gets to the sweets, because I nearly have a heart attack when the kid races down the stairs. Just the thought of her sleeping and breaking her neck is enough to make me rush down after her.
Oh, slow down. The food isn't going anywhere.
You never know.
The food is going somewhere. In my tummy.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Children.
I agree. With a shake of my head, I usher Kylie towards the parlour and order a maid to bring food to us. Whatever breakfast there is, along with a cup of coffee for me and an ice cream for Kylie. But I can't leave the kid alone for too long unless I want to let her turn the other room into a slaughter ground. True to my existence, I've only let Kylie alone for a few minutes, but she's already made herself comfortable. Don't say fucking in the front of a child. True. The stuff from her backpack has been left scattered across the room, from colouring books and crayons to toys. She will equip to amuse herself with no trouble, though I can certainly breathe a little easier if she won't bring her doll along every time she visits. Nosio Caesar is a creepy little bugger. It doesn't help when Kylie left her Julie one day, finding the thing at the bottom of the stairs staring up at me 3 o'clock in the fucking morning is a memory that I won't be leaving me anytime soon. He doesn't like dolls. I relate to this. Even now, it stares at me with the where it's seated. I'm warmly tempted to just throw the thing into the fireplace and banish it from the way it came. I could buy her a prettier doll, a better toy. I will break it, find a way to get rid of it if it wasn't for Hannah and it's only Kylie isn't so attached to it. The thing is so antique doll she found from the brat's 16th birthday. One of a kind. My darling Hannah loves her so, and Kylie does try to make a good goddaughter, but she can't keep her interest long with the wife. It's not something that Hannah does wrong on her part. She does try so very, very hard. It's just that she doesn't quite know how to really handle children. She never been around other children when she was young, surrounded by protective adults who clutter to her every whim and worry in her safety every minute. When she isn't able to keep up with Kylie, her first instinct is to be strict. Impose rule of a child, treat her as if she made a spawn glass, like every movement might break her. I, at least, have some idea from being around street kids. I know the games they played and how they think. I know that scrape and skin knees are the part of the childhood, even with how I grew up. I had time to be a child and not some sheltered helpless. With Kylie, as behaved as she can be. With her toys and her books and art, she has to use up her energy somehow. To run around the playground and make a mess in the mud, or even to fake wrestle for a short while, let her be a child when she wants, I say. If it becomes too much, then I'll bribe her with sweets and ship her back to her papa. Problem solved. Unfortunately, Hannah isn't quite up for those sort of things most of the time, thinking it'll spoil the child. It'll turn the whole play date awkward every time. Taking the left seat left, I pluck down one of her colour books from the table to see if it's filled with dinosaurs. Not exactly what I expect to see for a little girl, but it doesn't hurt anyone. If she wants to play with dolls or cars, or dolls with their cars, or do I care? She once put a doll's tortoise on a model car even.
Oh, this is a new one. The last one you had was filled with horses, wasn't it?
Those were ponies, Tio. They're much cuter than horses. But we went to a dinosaur zoo, and it was awesome! Dinosaurs are my favorite.
I have no idea what that is, but it must be something.
I'm only familiar with the T-Rex myself.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, they found, fossils of its claws. They're really long. They think the whole theory might be a bazillion meters tall, even bigger than a T-Rex. Cisa says it'll be big enough to eat all my classmates.
Why does he have an evil look on her face? She only laughs as I scrunched up my nose and glimpsed.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
Taka who?
Takako, a friend I made.
I have to stop and look around, expecting one to help to be there. The child does have a way of befriending just about anyone, as long as he puts her mind to it. Yet the two of us are completely alone. Thankfully, she only finds my disturbed look as another funny grown-up expression. Not might be a lot more problematic than whether she plays with dolls or cars, though. Both the thought of Cicero giving Kylie ideas and one said idea being nauseous by a dinosaur. Something I probably need to bring up with her father aside from work. But beyond murderous dinosaur, creepy dolls, and imagining friends, I find no trouble with Kylie. She has energy and precious as Kylie her age can be. She's an angel if she can get comfy and settled in after getting her sweets. Ooh, waffles. I would eat that, yeah. We tuck into our waffle as soon as the food is brought in. A waffles because she wanted her own plate to go with her ice cream as soon as she saw mine. A fresh plate of berries are brought in as well, which really goes great with the rest of this feast, as Kylie puts it. And if I am indulged in the sweetness, I have a cup of black coffee to pair it off with. With our bellies full, Kylie grows intent with the scribbling on a scrap of paper, calmly chatter about her week. She talks of her older brother, Rowan, and their parents, how they plan to go on a block island in Berkshire for the winter holidays. She talks of Miss Pink, and I have to shift my legs to become comfortable once more. The memory of my incident meeting with her was still fresh in my mind. The little brat is quick to defend her favorite comedian as well. That woman has yet to offer a proper sorry, as she wishes to give one on her behalf, or romantic like that I taught her. She talks of a sad man in the park and a new friend who likes to play hide and seek when she's not sniffing in the loo. When finally she finds nothing new to talk about, she goes back to her drawings. That changes soon as her stomach settles. Of course, she calms before the storm. Because behave as she is right now, I can feel the curiosity just radiating off her. Hello, Rosemary. How you doing, hon? I don't know if you guys heard her, but little Rosemary just squeaked. There's a reckless buzzing under her skin and a question of the tip of her tongue, as they often are the children of her age. But for now, I can take this place with no complaint for however long it stays. I have fun with the crayon as well, the child instinct, even if I can't really draw. For Kylie using the black crayon, that leaves me with the blue one. I absurdly mentally start to draw a puppy with the best of my abilities. It is an attempt to give me a doodle dog, another eye that Kylie breaks her silence.
Tio? Where did Tia go? I saw them leave when I got here. Tia didn't look so good.
I've been expecting a lot of different questions. The kid always has a whole bunch of them ready for me, but I can only sigh when she posed this particular one.
She's just going to the doctor's for a checkup.
And as kids go, there are follow-up questions.
And you didn't go with her?
Well, you were going to be here, sweetie, so I had to stay behind.
So she's all alone? At the hospital?
Oh, no, of course not. Tia has Johannes and her maid and a guard. She's got plenty of company.
Yeah, but you're not with her.
Yeah. If I don't know better, I say the kid is trying to make me feel guilty, though I don't know if it's the bitter taste in my mouth is that or something else entirely. I really don't have time to process what the emotion is. The brat opens her mouth again.
You should have gone with her to the hospital. Hospitals are scary, you know.
Exactly why I didn't go. I don't like hospitals, Kylie. That's all there is to it.
So you're not angry at Tia?
Why would I be angry at her? It isn't her fault she got sick.
I heard you and Tia are fighting. I heard that you might not be together anymore.
I have to stop her there. Sure, it's easy for people to jump to conclusion and pollution they might be fighting, no thanks to Rosemary. But it's not common knowledge that things have actually gone sour, and to bring it to her terms that we might be together anymore.
Oh, well, where did you hear this from?
I heard it from a nice maid lady.
Oh!
Boy.
Ah! Boy. She's talking to the fucking ghost lady.
But that's still no excuse. Not when she's sick. She needs someone to hold her hand and bring her soup and make her drink medicine.
Oh. And livid, that one of my employees might gossip, and to a child of all people, who say such upsetting things to a child? But my anger dies out when Kylie starts to tear up. She holds it back, in effect to not seem so childish, I assume. Though I am honestly confused as why such news would upset her, so...
Oh, no. Look, Kylie, there's no need to cry.
I'm not going to cry.
Are you sure? You've got no reason to cry. Even if Hannah and I won't be together anymore, you can still visit me and I can still visit you.
That's not the problem. Why don't you and Tia love each other anymore?
I still love her, Munchkin, and I'd like to think your Tia still does too.
Isn't that true? I love her. I'm just totally shit at showing it. And a small part of me screams that I am not worthy to be her husband in the first place, no matter how hard I deny it. Perhaps in another time, another place, another me, I would have confessed that the whole world is nothing compared to her.
Well, why are you two fighting? You grown-ups are so stupid sometimes.
I agree, but you're stupid. Why? Because I'm a prat, probably. Motioning for her to come close, I wrap my arms around her and rub her back in an attempt to comfort the child. Only when I feel her tears soak into my jacket that I realize that there might be something else to her worries. I've heard Schuster is not getting along too well with his wife as of late because of how busy he is with work. Really, I was wholly tempted to just brush her question off and say it's all grown-up things. I could content myself in pretending that this isn't happening. But it seems like she needs to hear this. That it just makes it all more painful to try and explain this because I have to explain it not just for Kylie but also for myself.
Sometimes, people fall out of love. Or they think they've fallen out of love and need time apart. It's not necessarily a bad thing. They might be angry at each other, or they might feel sad. They need time for themselves, to think about each other. To know if there is still love. Maybe they'll be back together again. Or maybe it's better for both of them to move on, instead of staying together and hurting each other pretending they still love each other.
There is nothing final, but here we are, at a crossroads where the wrong step might end in a heartbreak. Hannah thinks we need some time apart, but we aren't done just yet.
But yes, grown-ups can be rather stupid.
You're still gonna be my friend, no matter what, Teal?
Aww.
Of course, my life would be less exciting without a little brat like you running around and making a mess of it. And you better stay my friend, even when I get all old and wrinkly.
Kylie's shoulder shakes in laughter as he pulls away and gives me a toothy grin.
We're already old!
Oh! I agree.
But don't worry, when you die, I'll burn you and put you in a jar and keep you forever! Just like they did with Abuelo!
Oh my god. Fuck me. My thoughts come to a grinding halt at her words, yet she goes on as if she hasn't just said such an odd thing. Why, it almost seems like the Tai is looking forward to my funeral. As there is no confused expression on my face, he pulls me back to our drawing mansion and the state of the weird dog.
I think your puppy would look better magenta.
I don't think I can spend any more time with Kylie, considering how high-strung I feel. God damn. Oh, look at that fucking dog. So it's a good thing that Sushi comes for her as soon as I called. Thought it earlier than the agreed upon time. Her voice are no complaint. The bastard even has to look at the relief as soon as they left. Or at least I interrupted it as much as where I stood by one of the windows, not bothering to step out to greet the man. No doubt he still doesn't trust me around his spawn. Well, he has very right to be suspicious of me. I am a dangerous man, after all. But to my charge, that leaves me with the rest of the day with nothing to do. Well, aside from picking up the mess Kylie left scattered around the parlour, to my immune relief, she remembered to take her doll from her this time. But the same cannot be said about the crayon paper litter around here and there. First things first. I snatch my own doodle from the table and rip it to shreds, leaving no hope that it will be seen the light of day. The rest of the drawings are all Kylie remains unharmed as I collect the lot. Though they have been stuck neatly on the table before, they must have been blown away when I saw Kylie off. There are plenty of them. From cats to cake to colourful rainbows and gardens, the child managed to make a lot during her morning here. There is one more that I have to fish out from the fireplace when it landed. Expected to see another one of Kylie's masterpieces, I am instead greeted by something a bit more concerning. Yep. Fuck me. There is me and there is Kylie, and two of us side by side and smiling as our stick figure is. self stands in a nondescript field. That much I can subtly without looking at the label below the doodle's feet. But a third figure stands next to me in the drawing. A woman, with her face hidden behind a curtain of black. Tokyo, the written under her supplies.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
I always... One big happy family, the achievement says. Well, time to get out of the house now. Yep, as soon as you get a child drawing, that's it. That's confirmed it.
Takahu?
Takako, a friend I made.
The hair on the back of my neck stands on the... Oh god, it's whispering. She's in the room with me. And I feel a chill go down my spine. She's in the room with me! I breathe. That isn't mine. That has me turning around expecting, hoping to see someone, anyone, but nothing. And that's when I hear... Oh god! Laughter, sweet and merry laughter ringing from the ballroom. Thinking about it has my cheeks burning and my blood running hot, as if I'm being held mocked. As I stomp towards the door, I have to stop myself from shouting up a storm. I expect to see some of the help darling about, idle from their duties. Perhaps they thought they can slack off in the duties without the head butler around and my production with Kylie. Well, they had another thing coming. But again, nothing. Nothing from what I can see. With a cursory glance, at the very least, I roam around looking for a near impossible hiding place. And still, I am all alone. Yeah, I can still hear the laughter. That accused laughter echoing through the room. It's in my head.
Who's there? Show yourselves and show some respect to the master of the house.
Cold uneasiness settles into my stomach, and no one answers. I stumbled on my own 2 feet, feeling a wave of nausea coming from nowhere. I have to put a hand against the wall to stay upright when the world shifts and pain explodes from behind my eyes. It takes every ounce of my self-control not to heave then and there. The only thing my pride allowed me to do then is to close my eyes, an attention to allure some of the pain. Vague, unfamiliar images, dare I say memories, not mine, flash in my head, unbidden and unwelcomed. Like a strong hammer, strike to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it into 2. Whatever emotions they hold are muted. I'm nothing but a spectator. Still, its weight feels terrible. Though it doesn't take long for those sensations to get into my head. Though my eyes and my ears, it creeps and buzzes in the space between. Oh! My heart feels like it's seizing in my chest, like it's being squeezed, and presents won't stop until it bursts.
Are you truly storming off over some hearsay? Be sensible!
What you did, it is... There are no words. You bring disgrace to this family. This rotten noble standing in front of me is not the cousin I grew up with.
Cousin?
This is not the lady I fell in love with.
What? You just said cousin. Wait, your cousin? You're married? Wait, you're late in love? What? Oh, it is old-fashioned. They probably did date each other. Yep.
She would never do such unspeakable things, Charlotte.
I bring disgrace. I bring disgrace. I am not the idiot who's running off in the middle of the night. You promised, Edward. You gave me your word.
That sounds like Hannah.
Don't you dare turn your back on me. I swear to you, if you step 1 foot out of these lands, mark my words, Edward, I will.
What? What is it you swear? Will your men steal me away, defile me too, like what you did to yourself?
Oh god. There's an uncurrent of fear. I'm in danger. My head screams at me. And then it hurts. A deep burning shame I can feel on the woman's behalf. Looking at her on its own is a chore I cannot bear. One after other, they come at me, unending flood that threatens to sweep me away from what feels like intentionally. Each one I show of both joy and suffering for those who have called this mansion their own home. Each new scene is like a hammer to the head, threatening to crack my skull and spit it into. I can feel every little emotion in blurry images that present itself in my head. I feel a part of those, like I've lived here of them, though I know that it's not possible. All those angers burn through me. That much is evident, but in the pain more so. And above all of it are the whispers. The voices calling, luring, until one image implores in general contrast of the others. When their shout of joy, my eyes snap up and looking for the culprit. That's when the whole room just changes. Everything in the same, yet everything isn't. Oh God! They are the people everywhere, laughing and dancing. I should be concerned about them, but my mind finds it easy to dismiss them as they fade in and out of nothingness. Instead, I find my concentration drawn to the man and the woman, though one can only call them a lord and a lady, going by their clothes. Oh, and just how happy the couple look. Though the man's eyes are eerily blank, like he's not all there, his face is familiar, though. In fact, they both are, but I can't quite place why. Oh my God, is he related? The two makes for a pretty picture as they dance in the cantier of the ballroom. Even the Pelton crowd attention stays on them. It reminds me of so much of Hannah and I during the early days of our marriages. The honeymoon years, they call it. We were happy then too, all smiles and sunshine, even with the normal decay weather younger, we had less to worry about. Or at least that's the thought that way. I wished we could go on that way, even with all that I did and had to do. But life has a way of catching up. There was work to be done. Although we had to stay a loving, perfect couple in public, I could not afford to look so weak. To appear tied down to somebody else into those who knew who I really am. I had to harden my heart when I have business, but I haven't had always been so easy to switch that part of me on and off. I should be concerned about their intentions too. Ask what in the bloody hell are they doing in my house, throwing a party as if they owned the place. Ask myself, how the fuck did not notice what was going on before, when the parlour and the foyer are both only a few doors away. There's a horrific feeling of envy. And though I have long accepted that I am a jealous person by nature, I have never felt such a strong feeling of envy as I have now. They were happy with each other, those people, but Hannah and I, Evan turned into anger. Anger for something I could not have. But I have the feeling the yelling and the screaming at them won't do it much or anything. None of the others have given me notice. I realize this might not even be real. It dawns on me that those two of the people from the paintings are the ones all over the mansions. Which makes sense. I don't think I've imagined enough to make all of this on my own. This must be a dream. Or a really horrible black high. Just then I feel eyes on me as I consume the absurdity of the situation, yet I find it difficult to try and tear my eyes away from the two dancing. I imagined, and I regret looking away. Ah! You got ugly. You got ugly, mate. You got ugly. A woman from the garden stands beside me. I can hear her rattling breath, murmuring and chilling. Everything in me screams to run, but something pins me to the spot as he just looks at me, watching and waiting. The clenching of her voice fills the ballroom, though they say such welcoming words. I do not feel comforted by the madness I'm experiencing. Their joyous voices turn sinister and foreboding in my ears. The chorus of the people that shouldn't exist, threatens to overwhelm me, drown me even as I stand on dry land. The music still plays as the phantom quarter continue while I stand here, vulnerable and afraid, but the dance has already ended. And I'm afraid that I might just be tonight's entertainment. Attention is all well and good until bullock like this go down. Those phantom people watch me, thousands of eyes scrunching, though they cheer for my return, cajole me to dance and join the merriment. They are eager hands all over, pulling me in every direction, but they do not move me enough to remove me from the woman's gaze.
Listen. Can you not hear them as they welcome you home?
No, I don't want to be here.
Your kind? Our kind?
I don't want to be here.
You're one of us, my love. We are bonded by the blood we share.
Oh, wait. Are we cousined? If thought the voices were overwhelming before, it is nothing compared to how they are now. The voices are loud, speaking in suction and echoing ever on the space of my head. Yes, get some holy salt on it. They welcome me back as I always belong, as they were meant to be here in the first place. They call me all those titles and names. They do not belong to me, and the man's face, the one with the empty eyes, flashes again before me. Once fleeting, like a new memory having burnt itself in my mind. I have a struggle of air when it comes back to myself after.
I'm not. This isn't.
The welcomes turns into screams at my protest. Pained and desperate, I pleads for my help, telling me that this is my duty to stay. Telling me that I belong among them, to them. Gentle touches turn near threatening and warning, scratching and the buffering of the teeth by predator before they totally claim someone. My mouth goes dry as I struggle to speak, some senses in the hallucination madness, but I don't get the chance as they drown out my voice.
Our Lord, my Prince.
I'm scared. At her words, they are compulsion to say, my heart races at my chest, and the fear should be experiencing refuses to recognize in my head. I'm very concerned. Very concerned. Mind and the body war with each other, nearly tearing me in two.
Oh, you finally returned to us.
No! The composer to walk into her arms is strong, whispering in my head, tell me to go to her. They say that she is safety, she is home, and the heart.
We have been waiting for so long.
But repulsed at those thoughts, I wrenched away and turned with a small gasp. Without hesitating, I start to make a run for it. I nearly falter when an angry streak pierced the air, unhuman and monstrous. Ah! I don't look back. I just run. I don't care if this is a drug-induced hallucination or not. Rock and run. Just run. Out of the ballroom. Oh, I'm fucking running. Oh yeah, fucking run. Out of the parlor. It's only that I bother to look back, hoping and praying to the God I've sworn that I did not pursue me. I would have run all the way up to the mansions too, if only someone did not get in my way. I collided with a body much larger than mine. I fall back to the ground, head spinning as I look at the stained glass. Turning my head to the side, replaced to the colourful sight of the pair of shiny black shoes. Figures fills every inch of my belonging then, making me refuse to get up. Meanwhile, a familiar head of ginger hair looks down at me in embarrassment.
You really must look where you're going if you insist on running about. Do tell, where is the fire?
Oh, thank God you're here.
I do hope you don't have a concussion. Can you count backwards from 15 to 1 for me?
Oh, fuck off, you wanker. Just help me
Fuck
out.
off, you wanker!
I do not think insulting me if you do have a concussion is a smart decision. But no, really. 15 to 1.
That woman, she was here. I told you to keep an eye out for her.
The other man offers an arm and pulls me up from my feet then. But before I can storm off and pull him to the ballroom, he anchors me down with one hand on the shoulder and other touching the back of my head.
No bruising or bump. That still does not mean that you don't have a concussion. If you are too lazy to count backwards, can you tell me your full name? Where are you currently?
We don't have Lucille Mitchell Wright, and this is the Ermengarde bloody fucking foyer. But we don't have time for this.
You must make and have the time to make sure you are not broken in the head. I have already sent security to scour the whole house when I saw you running out of the parlor, Dummkopf. If the woman is here, they will have her. You will only be slowing them down if you plan to interfere.
Once he points that out, I realize that the guards started to filter into the house as we speak, with some already searching the nearby rooms. Armed and uniformed men go about in pairs, making it as the house is in flurry of activity. He lets go of me then, with a knowledge that I am not going to near over anytime soon.
I was hoping that you would be tired from dealing with the young miss on my return. Instead, you come running and hit your head. Such a troublesome boy. Shall I be carrying you to bed, too?
I can manage just fine on my own. Though I don't see how I can sleep until that woman is caught.
It'll be easier to keep you safe in your quarters. This is twice we've known the woman to break in. I think we can safely presume that you hold her interest.
He says it as a matter of fact, in a tone that brook no argument. Not like I argue if it means it keeps me safe. The two of us hurried upstairs, though we remained watchful and wary of any true threats to my person. We make it to the master bedroom without any trouble, though. The two of the security are left outside the door. No problems at all. Not until we get inside. Jensen's eyes scan the room widely, a look of dread of his usually exotic face. And I don't understand for a moment, looking around the bedroom. It's empty. Oh God, Hannah. But then I realize...
Where's Hannah? She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she?
She's supposed to be here. I sent one of the maids to accompany her here, to let her rest.
I feel the colour drain from my face when he raises a hand to stop me from charging out there.
Stay.
I'm not staying in here while Hannah stays out there.
One of the guards will find her and bring her here.
And what if they don't? What if that woman gets to her first? What if she already has her?
That's not possible.
You can't promise that.
Oh, knife! There's no second thought as I reach into my side of my bed and pulls at one of my knives. I have no doubt that this other man can take me on, or we both unarmed. But with this, I can even the field, or at least deter him from escalating the situation and risking hurting either of us.
I'm going out there to look for Hannah, and you're either with me or you aren't. I'm not risking Hannah, and I'm not leaving her alone.
Still like a stubborn mole, he refuses to budge from the door. There's a withering look on him that I try to match. One that, somehow, I am losing fast, too. Even with him not saying a word yet.
Can you see yourself in the mirror right now? You are in no proper state to go looking for anyone. If it will make you happy, I will do the looking.
What do you mean Discord is broken?
But please, and don't make me repeat this. Stay. Where it's safe, where security can find you. We already have one person to be worried about. Please don't add another one to it.
Perhaps it is his tone. In spite of his general disdain of virtually everything that has to do with me, it likes to think that over the year he's grown to care for Hannah at least. Much as I loathe to admit this, I trust him with her safety over any servant in this house. So, and I question
You have 2 hours, Shirokin. I don't think it'll take that long to find one missing woman in this house. 2 hours. Any more than that, and I'm going out there.
Of course.
Despite his words, he lingers. I didn't know any better. I'll say he wants to make sure that I get in that damn bed and sleep before he turns away from me. Why am I, a child, watching me and treating me like one? There's a reason why we will never get along.
Well, what are you waiting for?
And the knife?
The knife stays.
The knife stays.
Very well.
Only then does he seems to get the hint. With a nod, he leaves, locks, and closes the door behind me. He locked the door. The ghost is going to come in here. He's locked the door. Fuck. For a moment, I still hear his voice when he goes to the guards outside from instructions, then a hush as soon as he departs as the footstep fades away. One that doesn't quite last. As quickly as the silence settles, lingering flashes across the sky, followed immediately by the loud boom of thunder. And that wanker strikes so dangerous close that I can feel the electricity in the air. The power goes out. Not a second later, I feel as if I'm being mocked by whatever greater power there is. All indefinitely still for a moment, but soon the rain starts once again. Far heavier than the light drizzle from the morning, its pretty patter hitting hard against the place roof. Despite the noise, I find myself drawn to the bed, exhausted, hoping for a little nap. I'm safe here. Hannah will be safe too. Shark Truck will find her, and when I wake, she'll be here. It does not take long. Once my head hits the pillow, in matter of minutes, darkness claims me, bringing me with laughter and whispers of a twisted love from the time long gone. Okay, I am going to end this here. Sorry, everyone. We're going to end it here. I'm pretty sure the next I stream this will be the last stream of the letter. But I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm getting very, very... I really want to know if I'm gonna get a good ending. I'm really hoping. But thank you. Until tomorrow, I shall see you then. A good bye.